The year is 2010. Iranian film director Jafar Panahi has just been arrested for making anti-establishment propaganda film. He has been barred from making films, traveling abroad and writing screenplays for 20 years. But there is one thing he is good at: making films. So he unofficially keeps on making them, but do not see the light of the day in Iran. They had to be smuggled out to screen at film festivals. It is believed that his 2011 documentary This Is Not a Film was smuggled out of Iran on a USB stick hidden inside a birthday cake. Now that's a cake I'd love to have a piece of. So let's talk about foreign films, because, well, we are better than everyone else. I'm going to talk about empathy in cinema through 3 Iranian films: Jafar Panahi's The Mirror, Asghar Farhadi's The Salesman, and Abbas Kiarostami's The Close-Up. The Mirror is about a little girl named Meena trying to go home from school when her mother doesn't come to pick her up. And on her way back home, we see the state of women in Iran through subtle dialogue and scenarios. But halfway through the movie, the little girl playing Meena looks straight into the camera and says, "I don't want to act anymore. I want to go home." When one would have thought that the shoot was ruined, Jafar Panahi saw an opportunity. He kept shooting. He kept shooting unbeknownst to the little girl as she was actually making her way home. Dr. Brené Brown in her TED Talk explains that sympathy is seeing someone in a deep hole but remaining on higher ground and talking to them from above, whilst empathy is feeling with the person. It is climbing down the hole to sit beside them, making yourself vulnerable to connect with them sincerely. The film was supposed to be a sympathetic look at the condition of women in Iran. Instead, Panahi got down in the hole and the part film, part documentary became an empathetic look at it. All the dialogues we hear later on in the film are actual conversations that the real people are having. The film invites us down the hole and becomes a good exercise in practicing empathy. While The Mirror was about empathy toward this real girl, Asghar Farhadi's The Salesman is about practicing empathy when it's the most difficult thing to do. Imad, his teacher and an actor, and his wife Rana, also an actor, move into a new house where Rana is grievously injured by a thug, leaving Imad determined to find the perpetrator and confront him. We intensely root for Imad to find the man, even when he has lost vision of what is more important: revenge or his wife's well-being. We are ready to hate on the man when he's on screen. Asghar manages to switch the narrative by simply putting things through the perpetrator's perspective. It is really telling how fast we can go from hating someone to liking them, just by the virtue of understanding where they are coming from. What sounded like a heinous act is soon depicted as an honest mistake, and our beliefs are questioned. Farhadi encourages us to look at things in every possible way and understand where everyone is coming from. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Distrust all in whom the impulse to punish is powerful." Farhadi draws on the same line and teaches us to empathize. The Salesman is also a great lesson in writing good characters, but that's true about all Asghar Farhadi's films. One such film that I'm convinced God intervened to make perfect is Abbas Kiarostami's Close-Up. It is a true story, essentially about a liar or a con man who tricked a family into believing that he was Mohsen Makhmalbaf, a veteran Iranian filmmaker. But he has no malice or ill intentions. He just really loves movies, especially Makhmalbaf's The Cyclist. A lot of filmmakers try to evoke empathy, and rightfully so, by the use of certain elements in a film, like using close-ups, a sound design that draws us in. But this film doesn't need any of that. Abbas doesn't try to evoke empathy. He doesn't force it, and he need not to. While watching films, our emotions can be categorized into 2 categories: the artifact emotions and representational emotions. Artifact emotions are when we admire or dislike the camera angle or the editing or the use of sound, and representational emotions are what we feel towards the story or the characters. The representational emotions in the film are so strong that a broken microphone in the final scene of the film only adds to the film. If you are going to watch only one movie in the rest of your life, making Abbas Kiarostami's The Close-Up, you won't be disappointed. So watch all these films, form your own opinion about them and try to empathize. It's pretty good.